Hello everyone, welcome back to our Java programming lecture series. Today we are going to discuss servlet communication using send redirect methods, forward method and include method. This is session number 35 of the core Java programming course. Code is R1UC304C and the instructor for this course is Dr. Amit Batra. Before starting today's topic, let us quickly revise the previous session. In session 34, we studied working with form data and servlet initialization. We learned about init method, servlet config, and servlet context. These concepts are important because servlet communication happens after a servlet has been initialized and has processed form data. Let us begin with a real world scenario. Suppose a user logs in and you want to redirect them to a different domain such as payment gateway. Which method will you use and why? Another case, after completing a payment, you need to send the user to bank's confirmation page, which is an external URL. The correct solution to both cases is send redirect method and we will understand why as we proceed. By the end of the session, students will be able to understand the concept of servlet communication, differentiate between send redirect method, forward method, and include method. Choose the correct communication method based on use case and explain these concepts in exams and real world applications. Today's session will cover what servlet communication is, why servlet communication is required, real life examples, different ways of servlet communication, and a comparison between redirect, forward, and include. Servlet communication in Java refers to the way one servlet interacts with another servlet, JSP, or external resource. In simple terms, servlet communication means how one servlet sends a request or response to another servlet or JSP. This allows multiple components to work together to handle a single client request efficiently. A single servlet cannot handle everything in a real application. For example, one servlet handles login, another servlet displays the dashboard, another servlet loads the header and footer, another servlet handles database operations. To connect all these components, servlet communication is required. Let us understand servlet communication using a real life example. Think of a hospital. The receptionist acts as the first servlet, the doctor represents a forwarded servlet, the cash counter behaves like a redirected servlet, and the nurse checking vitals is like an included servlet. Each person handles part of the task and together they complete the process. Similarly, servlets communicate to complete one web request. In a website scenario, the user logs in. The servlet validates the user, forwards the request to the dashboard, and the dashboard includes header and footer components. This is a perfect example of servlet communication in action. There are three main ways of servlet communication: send redirect method, forward method using request dispatcher, include method using request dispatcher. Each method has a different purpose, working style, and use case. Send redirect method is used when the server wants the browser to make a new request to another URL. It is called a client-side redirect because the browser is actively involved. Syntax is response.send redirect and the new URL. Here is how send redirect method works step by step. Servlet A sends a 3 node 2 redirect response to the browser. The browser receives the instruction. The browser creates a new request to servlet B or an external URL. The URL in the browser changes. Common use cases of send redirect method include redirecting to another website, redirecting after form submission to avoid duplicate submission, switching to another domain or application. Example is response.send redirect login.jsp. Now let us discuss the forward method. Forward method is a server side request transfer. The browser does not know what but the browser does not know that the request is forwarded. Syntax is request dispatcher rd equal to request request dispatcher next page dot jsp rd dot forward request comma response. In forward method, servlet A processes the request, passes the same request and response object to servlet B. No new request is created and the browser URL does not change. This makes it efficient and secure. Forward method is commonly used when passing request data to another servlet or JSP, implementing MVCD architecture, validating login and forwarding to dashboard. Example is setting an attribute and forwarding it to a profile page. The include method is used to insert the output of another servlet or JSP into current response. Syntax is request dispatcher rd is equal to request.get request dispatcher header.jsp rd.include request comma response. In include method, servlet A prepares a response, include the output of servlet B, and the final output is a combined response. The browser sees a single page, but content comes from multiple sources. Common use cases of include are including header and footer pages, loading navigation menus, inserting ads or dynamic components. These, this improves code reuse and maintainability. To summarize, sendRedirect method creates a new request and changes the URL. Forward method transfers the request internally without URL change. Include method combines output from multiple resources. Choosing the correct method depends on the application requirement. The key differences are sendRedirect method is a client side, forward and include methods are server side. SendRedirect method creates a new request while forward and include method reuse the same request. URL changes only in sendRedirect method. In the next session, we will study session management. Session management we have already done. Now we'll be solving a case-based come scenario-based problem. The problem is in front of us. An online shopping application uses multiple servlets for product browsing, cart management, and payment processing. In the A part, we need to design a servlet-based communication flow using send, redirect, forward, and include methods. B part, evaluate the advantage and limitation of each method. C part, critically analyze security and performance considerations. So as usual, I have created a project named online shopping example 1 and package com.example. Name of servlet file is shopping.java and two HTML files are there, payment.html and shop.html. So first of all, I will be telling you the shop.html. This HTML file is the entry point of the online shopping application. It allows the user to start browsing products by sending a request to a servlet. Line number 1, doc type HTML declares the document type as HTML5, ensures the page is displayed correctly in modern browsers. Then comes the HTML tag. HTML tag represents the root element of the HTML document, and all web page content is enclosed inside this tag. Then come the head and title tag. Head section contains metadata. Title sets the text. Title tag sets the text shown on the browser tab as online shopping. Then comes the body tag. It contains the all visible content displayed on the web page. Then comes heading S2 tag, heading tag. Welcome to online shop. It displays a heading welcoming the user, clearly indicate that this is an online shopping portal. Then comes the form action equal to form shop tag. So it starts an HTML form. Action equal to show shop sends the request to the servlet mapped with at the rate web servlet slash shop. Method equal to post is used to send data securely to the server. Then comes the input type is equal to hidden. Uh, it represents an it represents a hidden input field that is not visible to the user, used to tell the servlet what action to perform. Here it informs the servlet that the user wants to browse products. Then we are having input types equal to submit. Submit button displayed to the user. When clicked, it sends form data to the servlet. Slash form ends the form element. Slash body slash HTML properly closes the body and HTML document. Why hidden field is used? Because hidden field helps identify user action, it avoids multiple servlets, it simplifies request handling logic. This HTML page acts as the home page of an online shopping application. It sends a post request with an action parameter to the servlet to initiate product browsing. Now I would like to show you the payment.html file. This HTML file represents the final page of the online shopping process. It is displayed after successful payment and order placement, usually after a send redirect method from a servlet. Doc type HTML declares the document type as HTML5. It ensures compatibility with modern web browsers. Then comes the HTML tag, represents the root element of the HTML document. All content of the web page is enclosed inside this tag. Then comes the head and title tag. Head section contains metadata. Title tag sets the browser tab title to payment. Body tag. Body contains the visible content of the web page. Then H2 tag, payment successful. It displays a prominent heading. It clearly informs the user that the payment process has been completed successfully. Then paragraph tag, your order has been placed successfully. It displays a confirmation message, assures the user that their order has been processed. Slash body slash HTML properly closes the body and HTML document. Why this page uses send redirect method? Because URL changes in the browser, because new URL request is created, and send redirect method is suitable for final confirmation pages. Send redirect method also prevents duplicate form submission. So this page displays payment confirmation after successful order placement. It is typically accessed using send redirect to create a new request and update the browser URL. Now we come to shoppingservlet.java file, expand the imports. This servlet demonstrates servlet communication techniques include method, forward method, and send redirect method within a single servlet for an online shopping application. So Jakarta, these import statements, Jakarta.servlet.star is used for core servlet interfaces. Jakarta.servlet.http.star is used for HTTP specific classes, and web servlet is used for annotation based URL mapping. And java.io.star provides print writer to send output to the browser. Then comes the at the rate. Uh, let me close this. This at the rate web servlet annotation, line number 8. So this annotation maps the servlet to the URL pattern slash shop, and any request sent to the shop is handled by this servlet, and it removes the need for web.xml or deployment descriptor file. Then comes the class shopping servlet, line number 9. It extends HTTP servlet to handle HTTP requests, and it allows overriding do post and do get methods. Then come the do post method in line number 17. This do post method handles post requests from shop.html and also used for product browsing and cart operations. Then response.set content type. Print writer, it sets the response format as HTML. Print writer sends dynamic content to the browser. Then string action equal to. It reads the hidden fields and from the HTML form determines what operation the servlet should perform. Then this if statement, if browse dot equals action, it is it executes when user clicks browse products. Then HTML body starts HTML document dynamically. Then we are having S3 heading. Then comes the HR tag. HR tag represents header that the header content is added. Also demonstrates include like behavior that is reusable content. Then we are having this out.println. These statements displays the available products dynamically. Form. Then comes the out.println form action is equal to show this line up to this. So this code submits another post request and changes action from browse to cart. Then comes this HR tag and H4 tag footer content added shows reuse of page components and slash body slash HTML closes HTML document. Next comes else part if card dot equals action. So this piece of code this piece of code checks whether the value of the request parameter action is card. This value is sent from the HTML form using a hidden field. Then comes the okay. After that, we are having this line number 52 response dot send redirect. Uh, it sends a redirect response to the browser and it tells the browser to make a new HTTP request for payment.html. This is a client-side redirection. The server sends a redirect instruction to the browser. The browser receives the response. The browser requests payment.html. The URL in the address bar changes to payment.html. The payment confirmation page is displayed. And why send redirect method is used here? Because it is ideal for navigation to a new page. It prevents form resubmission problems. Clearly indicates completion of cart process, and it also in this using this send redirect method, browser URL reflects the new page. Then we are having this do get method, line number 59. It handles get request and used for final payment step. Then line number 62 string action. It checks what get request need to be processed. Then comes the payment dot equals line number 64. It redirects browser to payment confirmation page. It also creates a new request. It also, in this case, URL changes in the browser. it demonstrates the redirect send redirect method. So this servlet demonstrates servlet communication using include like reusable content, forward or internal request transfer, and send redirect method for client-side redirection in an online shopping application. So now we can run this piece of code. It was online shopping example. This project expanding all these, expand and expand. So first of all, shop. I will run shop.html file. Right click, run as server. Select this, click on finish. So welcome to online shop. There is a browse products button. If I click on browse products button, this user interface is opened. As you can see, laptop 55,000 and mobile 20,000. Header and footer are header is online shopping portal. Footer is thank you for visiting. As soon as I click on add to cart, payment successful, and your order has been placed successfully. Messages appeared on the screen. So with that being said, thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next session.